For Nick Clark, life had become unbearable. He had crushing anxiety. He always suspected he had ADHD, but it had never been diagnosed. When he finally went to his GP, he learned a diagnosis could take up to 5 years.
By the time I got to my GP to express that I felt I may have ADHD, I'd already been on quite a high dose of sertraline for anxiety by then. And although it was helping, it wasn't doing the job. So getting to the doctor meant a conversation, that I saw it in myself, asked about the right to choose path that wasn't available at my GP. And then I'd be referred to the ADHD team for the NHS. That was pretty much it, really, and that's where it ended. I left the doctors, I think, that day with a number for the Samaritans and crisis.
Faced with that crisis, Nick spent more than £2,000 for a private diagnosis. He says taking medication for his ADHD has transformed his life. One Kent County councillor says the waiting lists for ADHD and autism diagnoses are worryingly long.
We lack the professionals to be able to make diagnosis in quick enough time, but that tells only one part of the story. This is a huge increase from the time of the pandemic over the course of the last 3 years.
And that assessment is backed up by a charity that's calling for extra provision within the NHS.
What we're finding really is that children and adults face a complete and utter postcode lottery, with some people waiting 5 to 5.5 years for a diagnosis, which are for any type of support, which is completely unacceptable.
And Nick agrees, saying an early diagnosis not only helps individuals, but wider society, like schools and workplaces. Peter Whittlesey, BBC South East Today, Tunbridge Wells.